Not many people understand that aged care is no longer totally free. In fact, the rules changed in 2014. Now, if you can afford it, you have to contribute to your care with cash. The reality is that it costs well over $100 a day for a person to be in a basic aged care home. If we have high care needs, it costs more, which usually occurs as we get more frail. So the cost to the government can go up each day. How much do we have to pay? Like all things, it's not simple. So you really need to read the finance sections here on Aged Care 101. But here is a snapshot. There are now 4 costs to aged care homes. The wealthier you are, the more you are likely to be paying. First, there's the basic daily fee. This is a flat fee which everyone has to pay. It is pegged at 85% of the pension, so around $50 a day. The second is the means-tested care fee. The more wealth you have, the more the government feels you can contribute to your care costs. You have to do a government income and assets test, which takes a couple of weeks to get the results, and then the government will tell you if you have to pay a top-up care fee. If you have an income of less than around $26,000 a year and assets of less than around $50,000, you won't have to pay a top-up fee. The family home is counted, but you need to read the finance section on this website to understand the detail. The third cost is for accommodation. The aged care home decides what this fee is going to be, what they want to charge you given their location, the size and quality of the rooms, and other facilities. This cost is designed to support the operator of the home to provide both better facilities and to encourage them to build new aged care homes. We need them. The government has designed a process to charge accommodation cost. You have the choice to pay a one-off upfront lump sum amount. It's a deposit on your accommodation which you get back when you leave. Its formal name is a Refundable Accommodation Deposit, or RAD. This is usually quite a lot of money. The average across Australia is about $320,000 per person, but often it goes well past $500,000 per person in the big cities. If you don't want to pay this or you can't, there's a formula that allows you to pay a daily payment called a Daily Accommodation Payment, or DAP. The government has a formula to calculate this daily payment. It's a fixed percentage of the lump sum amount called the maximum permissible interest rate. It moves around a bit, but you can use 6.5%, meaning you have to pay 6.5% of the lump sum RAD each year you are in the aged care home. So 6.5% of $320,000 is $20,800 a year, or $60 a day, or $420 a week. You pay this, but you do not get anything back when you leave. So your choice is to pay the lump sum RAD up front and get it all back when you leave, or pay a daily fee of say $60 and get none of it back when you leave. Or you can split it. Give part as a lump sum and reduce the daily fee you have to pay. So what happens if you can't afford either of these options? Well, the government requires all operators to have a certain number of beds for pensioners with no wealth. They don't have to pay this accommodation fee. But once these beds are taken up, you have to search further afield until you find one. Church and charity operators will also offer more beds than the minimum the government requires. There is a fourth fee, but it's entirely your choice if you want to pay them. This is for additional services, a higher level of room, facilities, food and beverages, and so on. Not all aged care homes offer additional services. You can see how important it is to do your homework on what you can afford before you start looking for an aged care home. It's not straightforward. But be assured of one thing, there will be a place for you. The government is committed to that, but it may not be where you want it or as soon as you want it. So start planning now. That's our best advice.